Yes, let's discuss about the health of the animals, and I want you to understand this, and I want to introduce to you the two products of drugs or supplements that we need to have in this country, or a farmer is supposed to have in this season of the dry spell. In our country, this is a dry spell. I think I've taken a month without rain, 3 weeks or 1 month without a rain, and we are doing what they call irrigation. I want to take you back to my original schedules that I've been showing you, the drugs that you're supposed to have in your kits during which season. Basically, I want to introduce to you the drug that you're supposed to, actually it's just a reminder because I've said it. We have different diseases that attacks us during this period, and most of them come out of nutrition just because the grasses are very few. But for the goats, this would be the best just because they are feeding on dry grass as their main cause. So basically, I would like to show you these guys. I told you we just weaned them. They are in around 3 months, from 2 to maximum 4 months old. It's not bad, but I want to show you just a few that you can see which are not properly well. Yeah, this woman is communicating and is showing you something. I think you remember what we said. Look behind here. This is a sign of diarrhea. I told you a long time ago, diarrhea is a communication to you for help. Basically, when you look at this goat, the hairs are standing, and on top of that, this lady is scratching. I think you can see, is scratching, and this shows to you that there is something not right in its body. Why? Because the hairs are standing, the hairs are dirty, there is diarrhea, it looks weak and anemic. So we expect to have a lot of things. Help me carry this woman. We expect to have a lot of things from this goat. If we try to check the eye, of course, is pale pink, is very good. That means this goat has blood. And when you also look here, there is also blood. You remember, if this membrane is white, that means this animal doesn't have blood. When you look into the eyes and it's pale pink, that is normal. But if it's white, it's not normal. But now we are asking ourselves, what could be the cause of this generally? I want you to see, check it down. We see whether this animal is having fleas. You check to know why, because this animal is scratching itself and we don't know the reason. But now when you look at this belly, the belly is big. Okay, there is some fleas which are not very much, but when you look at the belly, it's communicating to you either this animal is not utilizing the feed and it makes it to maybe have a big belly, or something is sucking it. But when you look at it, you know this man is a very weak man. I think the way he is struggling. But these scratches you see, I think they are communicating. These scratches, these are abnormal scratches. That means an animal is having an irritation or itching. And when you look at it, it looks unhappy. Why? Because it is not strong. What could be the cause? Like if you look at this kind of animal, it was born 18th of August 2024, August, September, October, November, December, and January is going to 5 months, but you see the rest of the brothers, the friends are really doing perfect. Very many of you are having this kind of clinical signs, and most of the time you also have what they call bottle jaw. It looks like this, it's irritating, it's itching, it's diuretic, but it builds up the bottle jaw and inflammation, and sometimes even the head inflammates. That's what I want to explain about today. And I've given you an example of this. So when you have that kind of animal, look at what could be the cause of that diarrhea. First of all, it could be a worm infestation, but look at the history. When did you last deworm this animal? Now this one, they are taking 2 weeks without being dewormed. So that means the deworming is overdue. So after 2 weeks, remember, we deworm these guys. Not until when we win them and they grow very, very big. Sorry about that. So this is it. What do we do with this animal? If you look at the whole concept of this, I want you to look at it. Me, I would think of worms, but I look at the history. If the history is stating that it was dewormed, you can put it down, because I can see you're sweating so much. This animal looks small, but it's heavy. So I could see the guy is sweating like nothing. So, but after knowing the history of this, that can't deny us, because in a period of 2 weeks, it shows that there can be worms that can be affecting this animal. Then 2, it could be nutrition, when this animal is not eating very well, and it can show that. But for this case, we are going to consider 2 or 3 things. 1 is the feeding. 2, we are going to consider the worms, and I think we shall consider those 2. And that's the reason, this is how we are going to handle this kind of situation. So this animal, this irritation, it could be mange, because we have checked, and this animal doesn't have the fleas, because it would be fleas that is making it itch and irritate, but it is not. So probably it might be having mange. How do we deal with it? Like this kind of situation, it has gotten diarrhea. That diarrhea is making it dehydrated. That means it will not have energy. And this mange is also a worm that is disorganizing it. How do we deal with it? I want you to get your pen and write down these 2 things. 1, we are going to use injectable dewormer. The injectable dewormer that I highly recommend in this dry spell, not only for goats, but also look at the cows, because they also have that edema, that bottle jaw. They are weak, and some of them produce and go down like they are less with calcium. First of all, the worms that we expect during this time: 1, we expect mange. 2, we expect fleas. 3, we expect homunculus worms. Those are the most common in this period. And also the tapeworms, they are also there. But mostly homunculus attacks these animals during this period. What is the solution to that? 1, I want you to have a dewormer called iplus. iplus is highly recommendable during this period, because we want it to hit directly the homunculus worms. I was talking to my manager, because I found some 2 animals last week. They had that edema, the bottle jaw, and I told him to use iplus. I want you guys to understand, there is a lot of dewormers, iplus, bibectin plus, everything plus. There is Ivano, there is a lot, but there is a brand that works for us, which is the iplus. It is expensive, but it is very, very good. So please try and use iplus for that kind of situation, and supplement this animal with calcium ball gluconate. Use what they call Canmug. That drug is called Canmug, and it works very much even to those animals that always lose calcium and fall down. You get the animal produces and it can't stand. So these kind of animals that are recovering, you know, it is getting out of diarrhea and you need it to recover very fast. It is dehydrated, though only this is not dehydrated, because if an animal is dehydrated, this skin is very stiff and it can't come out of the back. So use Canmug, K-A-N Mug, and also use iplus for this. Then you can as well do other supplementary like multivitamin and mineral blocks. So basically that's what I really wanted to show you. That's what I wanted to tell you, that this kind of situation is rocking in your farms right now. What is the cause? Worms and nutritional deficiency. So what do you use? Because for our cows, you are in a dry spell and you don't have enough grasses, you have no silage like hamiisi. But if you look at hamiisi, I have almost everything. When you show them the silage there in that section. Let them look at it. And on top of that, that is silage out of sugar grass. Then we also have our alfalfa powder, Chloris Guyana, Bracharia. So for us, we are prepared, but still you can find that kind of situation. So these guys are on zero grazing. So zero grazers, take my advice, because that iplus clears all the ectoparasites and the endoparasites. If I talk about of the ectoparasites, I'm talking about the ticks, I'm talking about even the fleas, I'm talking about the mange, but also the indo, which are the homunculus worms, which are the tapeworms, which are a lot of worms. So that iplus can definitely work. It's expensive, but very, very good. Look at these guys. Actually, some of these are blackberries. These are not Movende goats. Because look at the ears, look at the ears, look at the male. This is a new breed that was bred in South Africa. It's now very, very expensive. So I'm still trying it, and I'll give you results about it. So that's what I really wanted to maybe inform you guys, that that's what you're supposed to do in dry spell. Have those drugs with you, supplement your animals, give them very good feeds. You are going to have very good results. So that's what I really wanted to inform you, that my man here was sweating after putting the goat down. Is definitely cooling down. Let me just wish you the best, guys, and bye for now.